welcome to the Geeks Listen to Joysticks podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about shows, movies, video games, and cool stuff we see during the week. I'm your host, Enterprises, by myself this week. Not bad, we're going to get through it. There's a lot going on leading up to my Christmas holidays. We'll get into that a little bit later. But if you enjoy the show, you enjoy the banter when I'm with people, or even if you enjoy it with I'm not people, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down there on the bottom. You can follow me personally at Enterprises, Paurazas. Let's get into it, y'all. I'm gonna need somebody to help me, like in this podcast. Hopefully, wishful thinking that someone comes in and crashes the party and help me with it, but I don't think that gonna happen. But speaking about crashing things, Wedding Crashers 2 is in talks, is in early development. This is according to Vince Vaughn, saying that it's very early in its process and they're trying to see if they can do anything with it worthwhile. Of course, Wedding Crashers being the movie that came out in I'm a guess because I don't know. You know your boy don't know, pull shit up before he speaks upon it. I'm gonna say 2006. 2005. 2005, starring Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, about these two friends that crash weddings and pick up chicks, right? And they end up falling in love with them and dun dun. I was trying to think of what the hell a sequel will be. I guess I'm in the same box that they're in. They're trying to figure out if it's worthwhile to even do this, but the sequel may bring back Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn if it were to happen. This is via EW. I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, it's a cool concept that sits on its own and it does a better job by being its own thing. What's the sequel? I mean, one of them gets married at the end, doesn't it? Doesn't Vince Vaughn get married at the end? I remember seeing this movie in the theater. I remember my mom loved that movie, so we owned it. We watched it aplenty. So what would a sequel entail? You have to crash a wedding. Are either of them the crashers? Or are they the ones getting married and somebody else is going to crash it? Or are you going to have their sons do the same? Like what? What? If it's something like they said, worthwhile, hopefully worthwhile meaning quality of content, quality of the product, and not worthwhile of like monies, which that's Hollywood. What am I talking about? Hollywood is all about monies, man. So worthwhile for them might mean if they can see that they can make money on it, then yeah. But a sequel on this kind of movie where, I mean, American Pie did it, I guess, but it's not the same thing. I know this is what we do. We talk shit about the sequels, and then when they come out, we watch them anyway. You know, the best part of that whole movie is Will Ferrell. You know, the gif of him punching the air. Mom, meatloaf. That's the best. That's the best part of the movie. Crashing funerals and shit. That's prime Will Ferrell too. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll be down, I guess, even though I just shat on it. But it's weird because that movie has a little soft spot in my heart because I watched it so many times. So I'll be down for a sequel, but don't cheat me with all these other sequels that have been happening. You know, you feel me? A sequel that I do want, and that was teased literally for 12 seconds, was Witcher 2 Season 2 sneak peek. And they also announced WitcherCon, which is weird. But I get it, but it's a little weird. So Netflix got its own little thing going on, is called Geeked Week, where they've been dropping trailers and amongst other things, almost coinciding with the lead up to E3. And on one of them, they dropped 12 seconds, literally 12 seconds of season 2 of The Witcher. It just sees like Ciri growing up and a lot of fast cuts to stuff. It's a whole lot of nothing, but still I'm excited. Super dope. I wonder what the hell is WitcherCon? Is it just a bunch of people dressed up as the Witcher walking around in a convention? Cause yeah, the Witcher dope, but is there enough there to chew on to have and host a whole damn convention. I don't know. It seems like a lot to me. Seems like a lot, but from the 12 seconds that I see, I mean, it looks like more of The Witcher. You know, they know that they have a hit on their hands. Right now, they're in the point where they can pump out a caca season, and we'll be like, oh yeah, cool. You know, they're in a weird territory. But yeah, we've been waiting for this. Obviously, we're gonna break this down much more whenever the actual trailer comes out. The first season came out around Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. So probably we'll get it around Christmas. Season 2 as well. Foreshadowing, forsaking, guessing. Who knows, bruh. This whole episode's 2s, man. Talking about Wedding Crashers 2. Talking about Witcher Season 2. And Aquaman Dos has its title. It'll be called Aquaman, aka Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom. According to James Wan, who revealed the title on social media. I'm digging it. What I'm getting from this title is that 80% of the movie is going to take place underwater, which I'd be totally down for. Totally down for. We did spend probably 80% of the first movie out of the water, so it makes sense for James Wan to want to flip that on its head and spend most of the time underwater. It is Aquaman, you know. The font on the title also looks different, if I'm not mistaken. It does look a little different to me. This could be Aquaman Takes His Shit. That could be the name of the title we're watching, man. You know, I don't know how much weight do titles of things matter, you know. It could just be Aquaman 2. It could be whatever, you know. They literally change titles in every other country, and it doesn't translate. Like I think we did a whole extra thing. This is back when we didn't have video, so we might revisit that. A whole game where I would read the title in Spanish, and they had to guess. Felix and Bubbles had to guess what movie I was talking about, because it just flips it on his head. It was even about Sweet Tooth. I was reading. It was like Sweet Tooth, and then the subtitle. I mean, it said Sweet Tooth, but it said something like a dear boy or something. It in Spanish. It didn't need it. It doesn't need it. I can see he's a fucking deer boy because he's a boy with antlers. So I don't need Sweet Tooth, deer boy on the bottom. So this is a whole lot of news, man. But still, just by the title, I can kind of, because it's a sequel, I can kind of see where they're gonna go with it. And the Lost Kingdom. I'd be so down if it's 80% underwater. You know, with the hair floating and shit. Mare looking fine as fuck, kicking ass. You know, Aquaman looking beefy and thick as hell. Hell yeah. Did we remember the release date for that? Because I don't. 2022 maybe? I don't know. Aquaman is very good, man. It's very, very, very good. So whatever they do, we be down. I mentioned this episode is all in 2s, but this is a 2 that was not going to happen. So Elizabeth Olsen confirms WandaVision won't have a second season. When asked if there would be a second season of WandaVision, Elizabeth Olsen confirmed no, it's definitely a limited series, but acknowledged with Marvel, you can never say no. So that title's a little weird. You say she's confirming it, but at the same time she's not. I guess she's just keeping hope, because it's true. With Marvel, you never know. I feel WandaVision was a great success. It was a hell of a good success. I think it was beloved by everybody. I mean it had a couple meh moments, like the ending was a little anticlimactic, a little bit. But overall, I don't think people hate it. I think at the end of the day, it was a good job. Let me see what IMDb. I don't know why IMDb is my go-to for scores. It's just one of them, you know. But IMDb scores it. It's got to be higher than an 8. 8.1. You see? Estoy en perreo. It's about right. It's an 8.1. Out of 177,990 people. So yeah, WandaVision is for the most part, not for the most part, it was a success. Critically, qualitatively. So if they see money in a second season, it could happen. But she's saying for the near future, no. Well, we'll see what the future holds for Wanda in the Doctor Strange movie. If something interesting happens to her and that character or whatever, because Wanda's one of those characters that they could easily make a bad guy, you know, if they really wanted to. Just make her a bad guy. Make her fight the pussy ass new Avengers or whatever, and she can terrorize. I think they've done that in the comics. I'm just talking out of my ass. There's nobody here to challenge me, so I say what I want. But if they have something like that in mind, or maybe a season of just her stuck in the multiverse of whatever, stuck in some kind of dimension, I can see that. But for right now, there's no plans of a second season. And honestly, I'm not mad at it either. I ain't mad. That makes sense. I'd rather have one very good season, which it was, than one very good season and 2 extra seasons of kind of meh quality. You feel me? But I really wish Bubbles was here for this next one. But the Loki series just dropped this past week. I haven't got around to watch it. But it was confirmed through a promo for Loki that the character is gender fluid, which lines up with the historical background of the comics. This is via Slash Film. I don't think there's any problem with me saying it. That's why I wish Bubbles was here. He is gender fluid as well. Gender fluid as far as I remember, and the easiest way to explain it is that his gender flows depending on how he feels a certain day, I guess, and he doesn't have a problem with each gender being assigned to him. But I never thought of that. This is not something that ever crossed my mind, because I guess we've been programmed to always been like he. It is Pride Month, so shout outs to Pride Month. Shout outs to LGBTQ community. I love ya. But so the cynical part of me is like, okay, this news comes out during Pride Month. There wasn't any hints of it before. Now I kind of want to go back and see everything that he's done with this new information to see like if Tom Hiddleston knew that about the character to be able to portray it, because honestly, Tom Hiddleston is probably the best option you could be for Loki. I can't think of anybody else that could be Loki, you know? He could be a bastard, but then he says something to you and you believe him. And that's all Tom Hiddleston, I believe. Yeah, we're getting into a weird time where we have to know what characters are now. They can't just be anymore. I don't, to me, I don't care. But I'm also a white cisgender male, you know? I told this to Bubbles and he wasn't really like, oh, wow, crazy, right? He was just like, whatever. But is there probably kids or people out there that find this to be empowering or whatever? All power to you. But because I have never had a problem with my gender, I guess it's not a problem. But the figuring out part of, you see all these people from Bubbles' experiences, you see all these people just chilling and you look at them and you just don't identify with what's assigned to you literally by birth. So, but I know there's stupidos out there that have a problem with it, which doesn't make sense. It's a comic, but who cares, you know? And it says, which aligns with the historical background of the comics. Now, if all of a sudden you're like, okay, Superman, he gender fluid, well, or Superman is gay, right? That doesn't align with the historical facts of what we've seen through the comics. He's had girlfriends and wives and all this stuff. So you're presenting us with Superman being attracted to females, and then all of a sudden you come out that he's gay. It's weird. It's super weird. All this whole, we're in a new time where the sexuality and the gender of the character matters. It never mattered to me, and I don't think it ever matters to me. But if it matters to somebody else, cool, right? It's whatever to me. It's really, really whatever. But when they do it to characters that we never had a question about, or it feels forced, it's just pick and choose. Just like when all of a sudden there's a black Superman, just when they change the race of stuff and it doesn't feel right, not because Superman can't be black or what, it's just because we've always seen him this one way. And when it feels forced for something with your agenda, I don't like it. You know, when it feels super, super forced, I don't like it. Loki being gender fluid, yeah, I like it. It's dope. It's whatever, you know. But if all of a sudden you're like somebody else's, it just depends very much on the character, you know. It very much depends on the character. So kudos to him. I wish Bubbles was here so I can get more of that gender fluidity mentality, mindset, how he thinks, how he feels about it, because he's very much about representation in film and movies. So we'll see. Shout outs, Pride Month, hell yeah. But with WandaVision not getting a season 2, let's talk about something that is, and that is Netflix revealed Shadow and Bone has been renewed for a second season. It will consist of 8 one-hour-long episodes, and writer and executive producer Eric Heisserer will continue his role for the upcoming season. Recently reviewed Shadow and Bone when it dropped back in April, whatever. I don't even know, man. Time just blends together. I did a What You Doing on it. Go check that out for the in-depth details of everything. I thought it was cool. Netflix has been pumping out like these YA kind of feel vibe series, and most of them we tag the CW thing on it because it looks and feels like that, and it's simply not good. There was a few of them of like Girl Witches, and then the Lady King Arthur, I think, something like that, Cursed or whatever, and I didn't hear a lot of splash. For Shadow and Bone, I heard more splash. More people liked it. So this makes all the sense in the world. I like that from Netflix, they just make a bunch of shit, and if it works, it stays, and if it doesn't, we out of here. You know, I have no problem with that. Now, if it was like, oh, Cursed season 2, again, Netflix is the only one that knows their numbers. They're not putting them out there, so they know what's hitting and what's not. But out here in the world where we don't have those numbers, I don't hear a lot of people raving about like a season 2 of Cursed or that whatever that other one with the nuns ones that Felix watched. This one, if this would have been canceled, I would have feel a little bit more pushback. You know, they canceled Jupiter's Legacy, almost at Ascending, and the public was genuinely like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. I ain't mad. So Shadow and Bone, it's very cool. It's got Prince Caspian running around in here. There's like a giant black Belo in the middle, and they got so fearful about the Belo, and the lady is a chosen one, and yada yada yada. And then this other group of bandits doing stuff. It's cool. It's all right. This is not one that I wouldn't mind spending 8 hours a year on. So good for them. It's a good show. It's dope. I approve. It don't need my approval, but I give it anyway. Something else that gets my approval and I'm low-key excited about and super curious is I remember talking about this happening, but now we got a title and a little bit more. Is a Lord of the Rings anime movie has been announced. Lord of the Rings, the War of... Oh, shit. Lord of the Rings, the War of... Pause. Lord of the Rings, the War of Rohirrim. Rohirrim? Is this fucking Hebrew? What the hell? Rohim? How the fuck do I say that? Rohirrim? Rohirrim? How do I don't know. I don't speak Lord of the Rings. What's the name of that language? I don't even know what that language was. I'm such a casual Lord of the Rings guy. I'm more into the video game Lord of the Rings than anything else. We watched all the movies with Bubbles. I have the Silmarillion, haven't read it. I have other unfinished tales about it too. Don't read them. The War of this shit is anime. Looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm just looking at the fucking title, right? But I don't know exactly, and I should have looked this up before. What, where, who, why, where is it coming? My guess is Amazon, but that's just because of the other live action series that's also coming. I don't know exactly where this will be appearing on. Because if it's Netflix, Netflix coming with all the anime hitters, man. Again, I should have done. See, it says it's talking about Amazon, so maybe Amazon Prime because it don't say on who, what, where, and why. Lord of the Rings anime. I can see it in my head. I can see that's one that you can see in your head. Kind of. What was that one with the Black Samurai? Kind of that kind of art style. I can see it. I can see it. I'll be watching for sure. Lord of the Rings is huge, man. Lord of the Rings is probably top 10 franchises worlds. That might be even too much. But let's say 10 just to make sure it's in there. Most influential, is that a thing? I don't know if I can call it most influential, but franchises, worlds, products. Lord of the Rings is probably top 10 for sure. Probably. I don't know. That will be a tough list for it to cock. Tough tits to cock. That's what I said. Tough. Stay away. Tough list to crack. Top 10. I bet you everybody gonna be down for this. Even Bubbles. I bet you Bubble be down for this. What the hell this is? Director Kenji Kamiyama will be the filmmaker behind this, and they said it will explore and expand on the story of Helm's Deep. Don't know what that is. Sounds pretty fucking cool. So I'm 100% down for Lord of the Rings anime, The War of Rohirrim. Fuck. Damn, that's tough. But speaking of animes, we got a few more animes to talk about, yo. Netflix revealed its first look on the Splinter Cell anime series. Netflix has revealed the first look of its show, the art style, with John Wick creator Derek Kolstad confirmed to write the series. The anime style is pretty cool. There's some it's like some fadey glossy to it, like it's a little out of focusy. There's like some, I don't know, there's something on there to make it look a little blurry, kind of like Castlevania did at one point. So if it's that slow, which maybe, Splinter Cell is obviously the Tom Clancy series where you just sneak around and kill motherfuckers with Sam Fisher. This is a weird one, man. I'd be down. I've never played any of the Splinter Cell games. That kind of passed me a little. I tried to play Blacklist. I think I played Blacklist. I just felt too far behind, and I get intimidated with things that I'm just too far behind. It's just like I should, because Splinter Cell is another legendary franchise. Probably not top 10 in video games, but it's recognizable. It's just a weird, like if you say Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell series, my first thought is not going to go to anime. My first thought's going to go on something on Amazon Prime, kind of like Without Remorse, or live action thing. You got Tom Clancy properties over there, live action properties. So that would make more sense. But just by this one sneak peek look, this one frame, I'm down. And it's Netflix. Fuck, Netflix coming with the animes. Speaking of Netflix animes, something I will definitely be watching as well is that Ubisoft and Netflix announced Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remake, and Adi Shankar, a 6-episode order, as well as another Far Cry anime that has yet to be detailed. So 2 Far Cry shows, animes, coming to Netflix. Again, I only have one picture of Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. I'm down. I'm the designist for this. This looks colorful. Again, this is off the one frame. It looks colorful. Looks weird and crazy. Blood Dragon is, of course, the DLC spin-off thing from Far Cry 3. Where, you're like stuck in an arcade thing, like you're part of a video game arcade thingy kind of. It's all 80s. What Cyberpunk thought was what was thought to be Cyberpunk in the 80s, you know, kind of, you know, half-face metal people and that kind of laser eyes, Kanos looking dudes, that kind of stuff. So if you explore that world, I think Laserhawk is I think that's a character. Bro, I'm sorry, I played fucking Far Cry Blood Dragon probably 10 years ago by now. Who knows? But if I'm not mistaken, I think that's a character in the DLC. Whatever it is, it looks dope. It's going to be on Netflix, easy to find. Not like the Lord of the Rings. I don't even know where that's coming. And yet, after this, without even knowing how this one's going to be received, they already have another Far Cry anime with that hasn't even been announced. Let's speculate. What the fuck could the other anime series be? I can't get Vaz out of my head. Vaz origin story. If little fucking Pedro from the Far Cry 6 is not Vaz, if that's not Vaz, it's gotta be, his story gotta be detailed one way or another. And if it's in a Netflix anime, son, these are great moves, man. I remember when we talked about what Netflix anime video game shows would be down. I never mentioned Splinter Cell. I never mentioned Far Cry. But now that they're coming and we're gonna get them, whether I'm like it or not, I'm excited, man. That's dope. That's fantastic. That's great. I'm 100% behind that. I am a Far Cry kind of fan. You know, I have all the series except 1 and 2, maybe. It's great. This is what I want, man. It surprised me. I like to go, huh? And give that a chance. And then for the product to be dope. I don't want to go, meh. I mean, yeah, we knew. I'm more excited with, what? A Splinter Cell anime? Fuck yeah. 2 dose Far Cry anime shows? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm excited. They can't come any sooner, but we'll see. And I'm gonna go on a limb and say they're gonna be dope, man. We're gonna get multiple seasons of each. Watch it be caca. No mames. Our final piece of news of La Semana. This is coming up ahead of E3, of course. There was a little dev thing for where Xbox was talking about stuff and what's coming next, and like the main gist was Xbox is officially moving beyond consoles. That's not to say that they're ditching the console manufacturing on it at all. They're actually also working on the next console right now. But what they mean by moving beyond consoles is that it's working in embedding gaming capabilities directly into TV, mobile devices, and more with help of cloud gaming. So they're going all into cloud gaming, which makes all the sense. I mean, you could have foretold this was happening with the whole Game Pass situation and the Xbox, what was it called? Xbox Series X or S, the one without the pussy slit for the CDs. They've been moving towards this for a while now. I don't know if they used or saw Stadia as their trial run and kind of learn from their mistakes, whatever those may be. But that'd be crazy that you walk in the store, you buy a TV, and inside your TV is whatever mechanics or whatever you need to be able to play Xbox games straight off your TV, man. That's crazy. That's loco, bruh. Kind of makes me think about like those TVs that have the VHS things that are already integrated. But for Xbox just to become an app like your YouTube TVs and your Disney Pluses and your Netflixes that are already in your TV through SmartCast or whatever the hell your TV's running, That's crazy to me. That's insane. It's insane because I love hardware, you know? It looks pretty. It looks cool in some instances. I mean, the Xbox Series X with this giant box. I mean, whatever, right? But still, they're not going away from that. And the more options you have to game, the better. This makes all the sense in the world. There was also a little criticism by Phil Spencer being like he's not impressed by the moves that PlayStation has been trying to do towards PC. The first being Death Stranding having its PC release or going to release. I don't remember if it came out already, but also Days Gone. Those are two primary PlayStation games. Phil Spencer being like, hey, yeah, it's not the greatest kind of moves that they're doing. Like, he was just throwing slight shade, but that usually comes around. That comes with E3 is shade throwing around. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. I never thought there would be a world where there's an Xbox app inside my TV, and you just turn it on. You turn on your controller, access the cloud. All your shit's in the cloud already, and you play it off the. But you need internet a huevo. You're gonna need internet a huevo. I think, I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I don't fucking know. But you would to access the cloud. How the fuck are you gonna play? What if the internet's down or your internet's slow? Then you're fucked-a-roni. I don't know. That's pretty cool. But we'll hear more about Xbox and Bethesda and other things this Sunday with their conference, amongst a whole batch of other things. There's already so much that come up. I'm recording this on Friday. I might even put this up earlier just so there's space between all these E3 stuff. But hopefully Bubbles joins me for, instead of what you're doing, we're going to do like a E3 recap. These past 2 days, there's already been so much. It's not officially part of E3, but I'm throwing it right there. It's IGN Summer of Gaming. They had the kickoff, the Summer Game Fest kickoff. That was a bunch of reveals. You already know what it was up there. IGN Expo, amongst other things. But the heavy hitter E3 stuff is coming this weekend. I'm excited. Whew. But let's get into trailer talk. Y'all ready? All right, let's go. One game that did drop earlier this week, was Battlefield 2044. Battlefield 2044. It was a very intense, action-packed, brutal reveal trailer of the first-person shooter Battlefield 2042, my bad. It was a whole 5 minutes of a very cinematic Battlefield, futuristic in the near future, 20 years in the future. There was a lot of like nods to like crazy stuff players have done, like jump out of a jet and bazooka motherfucker in the face and then parachute your ass down. As a competitor towards Call of Duty, because that's what it is, I'm honestly surprised. I don't remember which one came out first, but Battlefield's been around for forever. There's like a very, very hardcore fan base for Battlefield. You know, I'm not in there. You know, I played both Bad Companies. Those were fantastic. Those were great. That's what I was hoping this would be. Some sort of Bad Company 3 or Bad Company something else. You know, those were the Xbox 360. But then they came out with Battlefield 3. And I remember that being a big deal with the graphics back then in 360. Battlefield 4 and then Battlefield 5, I think, or whatever the last one was. But those were like kind of set in the past, I think. And I heard a lot of people bitching about the campaign that wasn't being that good. And this one, Battlefield 2042, is strictly online play. There will be no campaign, which I'm slightly bummed about, because that's the only thing I would play is the campaigns, you know. Because again, this is one of those online multiplayer shooters where you commit, man. You can't just pop this in for a little bit and then never play it again, which I like to do sometimes with games. That's what the campaign is for. You just pop it in, 8 hours, you're done. But coming back to this bitch for years and years and years and years, unless it's Madden, I don't do that. That's the only thing that's probably the only thing I do it for, Madden. With season passes and all this other stuff, that ain't me. But I can appreciate the graphics, I can appreciate the gameplay, I can appreciate what it means in the gaming world. A lot of people love it. A lot of people are down for that. But no campaign, I am slightly kind of whack for it. As well as for the next gen versions of these games, there will be also priced at $70. That's also kind of bunk, in my opinion. Because there's no campaign, so it's just a $70 multiplayer game when you have all these other games coming out for free. Fortnite, Warzone is free. What's the other one I'm thinking of? There's a bunch of them that are out there that are free. I have to pay $70 to play the Battlefield. Okay. You know, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. $70. It's a lot. It better be fucking dope. People better get their money worth, because it's not only $70. In 2 months, there's going to be a fucking battle pass or whatever the fuck that they have to throw another $30 on. And then 2 months after that, another one. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, right? Call of Duty? It's free, but if you want cool shit, it's not. So this whole reveal trailer is about 5 minutes, and there's no actual gameplay. We'll be getting gameplay, as I said, later on this weekend. By the time you're watching this, probably has already happened. On the Xbox and Bethesda conference, there'll be gameplay reveal, which is June 13th. It's cool. I'm a little bummed about the campaign, like I said. But that's dope. What I'm much more excited about is this Monsters Inc. show on Disney Plus. Can I get a hell yeah? Monsters at Work. So, a Monsters Inc. series set 6 months after the Monsters Inc. film about the monsters getting the energy from children laughing instead of their screams. This is genius. This is just makes all the sense in the world. Why it took so many years to do it, I guess, is because of Disney Plus. Makes sense. We have este vato, el Billy Crystal, reprising his role as Mike Wazowski. We also have John Goodman as Sully, Bunny Hunt as Miss Flint, Mindy Kaling, Lucas Neff, Aisha Tyler, Hanley Winkler, Ben Feldman. He voices the main. I knew it was that guy. He voices the main guy because the story is revolving around this one particular monster who he wants to be all screamy and scary about, and they're like, no, fool, we don't do that no more. And then they send him to like what's it called? The MIFT crew down on the last floor maintenance. This makes all sense in the world. I don't know how many episodes going to be, but it'll be streaming July 7th on Disney Plus. I kind of thought, because it wasn't, I didn't find this just came out today, but I'd seen other videos, other trailers on it, but it kind of felt kind of fake. I didn't think it was real, but it wasn't until Disney Plus YouTube channel actually released it today. Monsters Inc. That's an OG Pixar. We loved Monsters Inc. It was the shit. Second one kind of caca, a little bit, not the greatest. Second one, not the greatest. The first one though, the first one's really good. Yes, it definitely did become. I'm talking to myself in my head. I apologize. The second one definitely came out before Nemo, because I remember the Nemo toy. And Pixar always does that. They throw in an Easter egg of whatever's next without you even noticing, because they're geniuses like that. So because Monsters Inc. has that place on her, I had the damn PC game of Monsters Inc. That shit was dope, man. You had to park the cars and shit outside, and then you had to grab the different tanks and fix them by color and all this shit. That was dope. Monsters Inc. the shit, man. If you don't like Monsters Inc., you can suck it. Bubbles. You don't like Monsters Inc. Bubbles fucking wildin'. My only thing is like, am I too fucking old to be watching Monsters Inc. series? I heard like the crowd going, yes. But then my heart goes, fuck you. I do what I want. You know? I don't know. I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it. I'll check it out. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? All these other ones are coming from Netflix. There was other couple movies that also dropped, but they kind of look kind of whatever. That I might check out. I don't know. But this one kind of looks interesting. I'm kind of conflicted on this one. And it's a trilogy film event from Netflix. They're adapting a very popular horror book from the 80s, I think. It's called Fear Street. So we're going to get it's a 3-part movie, 3 different movies surrounding this one story. The first part is about a circle of teenagers. Part 1 is 1994, so they're going to go back in time. Fear Street Part 1, 1994. This was about a circle of teenager friends accidentally encounter the ancient evil responsible for a series of brutal murders that have plagued their own town over 300 years. Welcome to Shady Side. That is Part 1. Part 2 is 1978, where it's Shady Side in 1978. School's out for summer and the activities at Camp Nightwing, that's a dope ass name for a camp, are about to begin. But when another Shady Sider is possessed with the urge to kill, the fun is in the sun becomes a gruesome fight for survival. And finally, the third part is Fear Street Part 3, 1666. The origins of Sarah Fier's curse are finally revealed as story comes full circle on a night that changes the lives of Shady Siders forever. That was a long ass fucking description, son. So that's a cool thing. That's a trilogy event. I think they come out a week at a time. The first one coming, I don't remember when, but pretty soon. Tomorrow, como dice el Bubbles. July 2nd. First one coming July 2nd. The trailer shows all 3, what they all look like. I just can't, because I've never heard of the books. I think I have, but I just don't know anything about them, really. I don't know anything about nothing. The book's based on R.L. Stein's best-selling horror series. So it's the trailer. I don't know the vibes that we're going for, you know? I don't know if this is rated R. I can't tell if this is a PG-13, because it could be like, it could be, they would show you something scary and then have like, go back to the school, and then moments in the school look kind of Nickelodeon-ish. And then what was that other book that me and Felix watched? Something about the book of the whatever that wasn't that good, that looked scary but turned out to be kind of caca. So there's moments where there's this pretty creepy and pretty scary, pretty bloody. You know, this one kid gets chopped to hell and there's blood squirts and everything. Why you gotta do the fatty like that? That's fucked up. And then there's other moments where there's like the 2 teenagers kissing and it's kind of dinny, kind of PG. You know, so it's hard to catch the vibe of this thing. You know, I'm struggling with that. It could be like a Nickelodeon spooky horror special from an episode of something, or it could be legit kind of scary. It's just really, really in the middle. I can't tell. It won't be until I sit down and watch the first movie, which is going to determine whether or not I'm going to watch the whole thing or not. It's interesting now that they're doing this different, you know? It's a 3-part, a trilogy of 2 movies. Pendejo. A trilogy of 3 movies, 2 hours each. That equals about 6 hours, right? It could also been a limited series with 6 episodes. But I guess if you call it a film trilogy event, you're closing out the story, which it did say in the description it'll be closing out the story. I just want to know if it's PG or if it's hardcore. Because parts of it looks hardcore and other parts look Mickey Mouse. I have no problem with Mickey Mouse. But Mickey Mouse horror I don't like. You know? I don't like too PG horror. Go all in or don't go at all. But I know Felix will be watching. I gotta see if I can convince Bubba to watch it because it kind of looks scary, but at the same time it don't. I'm conflicted by D1 Fear Street. We'll see. Coming July 2nd. Something that I'm not confused about at all, and I'm 100% down, even though I don't know dick about it. Okay, I know a few things, but I don't know nothing because I know nothing ever. Was Netflix dropped a teaser trailer for Masters of the Universe Revelation. So, animated reboot of the classic Masters of the Universe franchise focuses on unresolved stories from the iconic characters, picking up where they left off decades ago. Decades ago being 4 decades ago, 40 years ago. Your boy wasn't around back then. This is how little I know about this show. I thought He-Man was one thing, and I thought Masters of the Universe was another thing. You feel me? I thought it was 2 separate things. I thought there was a show called He-Man, and then I thought there's a show called Masters of the Universe that was copying He-Man. But no way. You know what I found out? It's the same thing, bruh. I didn't know that one. I might look old, but I'm not that old, yo. Again, Netflix with the animes, man. Is it an anime? I guess it's animation. Yeah, it's anime. Kevin Smith is executive producer behind this. I trust him. He seems like he's a Master of the Universe fan, nerd. Like he'd be 100% behind. He's not gonna let nothing get in the way of putting out a very good product. He's not gonna want to disrespect that. He's a nerd like us, you know. But do I need to go back and watch stories of it? Is there a movie? I don't know. I think there's a movie, if I'm not mistaken, live action movie, right? Or that's something else. See, I don't know. I'm thinking of Flash Gordon. See, I don't know dick. It says part 1 of Masters of the Universe will premiere. Oh, I guess because it's going to be the first episode. But the show does have some 80 vibes. It looks like He-Man. Like I said it before, He-Man looks like the Ultimate Warrior in a cartoon form. You know, it's a little kid, gets a sword, he gets all buff. He's got like furry tanga on and shit. Skeletor looks ridiculous as a character, but he looks cool. He looks fucking cool. I don't know any of these characters at all. So hopefully I can pick it up and I'm not hella confused like I was with Sailor Moon Eternal. Or anything like a quick read can't fix. It looks crisp, it looks dope, it looks fun, it looks 80s, it looks colorful, it looks great. I'm gonna watch this bitch 100%. 100%. Premiering July 23rd on Netflix. Gimme. Yo, Netflix, stepping that shit up, man. If I could only, I don't pay for any because I am a smoocher. But if I had to pay for only one streaming service, I guess it would be Netflix. They putting out all kind of stuff. Also, the cast is pretty cool. Kevin Conroy versus Meerman. Other names that are recognized was Lena Headey, aka what's her name? Y'all know her name. Lena Headey. This bitch from Game of Thrones. ¿Cómo se llama? Y'all know who I'm talking about? Cersei, bruh. Cersei voicing somebody in this bitch too. Justin Long. Jason Mewes, his compilla del pinche Kevin James, of course. No, not Kevin James. Kevin Smith. Alicia Silverstone, Batgirl, his daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, Tiffany Smith, but the one that puts it over everything. Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar, también shout out, where you been, girl? Liam Cunningham, también from Game of Thrones, el pinche vato, el Starvos, I think, is that his name? I think his name is Starvos. I think is, yeah. Yeah, no, Davos. What did I say? Starvos, el pinche vato Hungries. But the one that puts it over the fence, for me, 100%, is motherfucking Mark Hamill as Skeletor, bruh. Gimme. Just to listen to Mark Hamill for hours, take my money. I don't have to pay extra, but if I had to, I would. fucking Netflix with the hitters and the bangers. Closing out the trailer talk with the final trailer La Semana. We're going to keep it here on fucking Netflix, man. I've been waiting for this bitch for a year and 3 months. It went silent on us. I have heard or seen anything about it since. No, I've been waiting for it for more. Since it was announced probably around last E3. 2 E3s ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, 1 year. I don't know time. This bitch was announced around E3. Said coming E3 2019. And they said it says coming on March. March came and went. Y nada, cabrón. Y nada, be. Y nada. Until today. We got our first clip of the Cuphead Show, bruh. Fuck yes. It isn't a really legit trailer. It's about like 50 seconds of Wayne Brady voicing King Dice, coming out, singing, dicking around, addressing the audience, getting somebody in the audience to come up to the stage. Y se acabó. That's all we get. That's not all I want. I want more. I'm the most excited for this shit. So the show is going to continue the adventure of Cuphead and his sidekick Mugman, and from the acclaimed video game of the same name. Now, the animation on this is the thing that gets me, man. It's all 1930s. The video game is beautiful. The only reason why I haven't talked about it more is because I need to finish it with Anton, because I started, and this bitch is so hard I can't do it by myself, dog. I need helps. This shit hard. So it looks kiddie and all that, but it'll rip your dick out from your butthole. It's hard. So that's why what's but the tone isn't that crazy. Well, there is the devil. So I also wonder if it's for kitty or who. I don't care. If I'm watching Monsters Inc., I'm watching the Cuphead Show. The animation is dope. It's great. Fantastic. Wayne Brady fits perfectly as the King Dice, I believe. You see the fucking the piggy as well, being a piggy, just like you want to buy some kind of shit. It looks cool. It looks great. It looks fantastic. I'm so excited for this, man. I just can't wait anymore. I can't. It's torture. Fucking great. It's so, I don't even know what it's about. Like the adventures is, yeah, okay. In the game, they're trying to win their souls back from the devil, I believe. So they're in the show. Looks like they're bringing in more different characters. Like the guy they pull up is a phone. He's literally a phone. It's a phone. It's a phone talking to a dice. And your boy excited for that. I need a girlfriend. Crazy. No fucking release day. No nothing. It's gonna be 10 episodes, probably 20 minutes long. Gimme, man. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so damn good. Those were all the trailers of La Semana. As I said before, there won't be a what you doing. I know you guys are gonna be bummed for that, but instead, Bubbles and I are gonna recap all E3, all whatever was 5 days of pure gaming, and it starts tomorrow with the Ubisoft Forward 12 o'clock. Also, Gearbox E3 Showcase. Those are the two big ones on Saturday. On Sunday, of course, we got Xbox and Bethesda Showcase, followed by Square Enix PC Gaming Show and Future Game Show as well. Monday, we got Take-Two Interactive, Indie Showcase, Capcom and Razer. And we're going to close that on Tuesday with the Nintendo Direct, Bandai Namco Entertainment as well, and the E3 2021 award show. So be on the lookout for me and Bubbles to break down everything that caught our eye, what we like, what we thought about it. It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be good. I'm starving for this shit because, of course, last year we didn't get one like this. We kind of did, but we kind of didn't. It was kind of sloppy last year, you know. Someone showed up and la cagó bien rico, you know. Shout outs to Corona. I've been hearing things, spoiler alert, kind of for E3, that Metroid might have leaked. So Felix might be happy for that one. We might be talking about some Metroid Prime 4, possibly, maybe. What everybody wanted was revealed yesterday already. You know, a lot of people's number one, meaning Elden Ring. That trailer, goddamn. And I'm not a huge Soulsborne guy, but every time they release a game, I'm like, fuck. If there was only a fucking easy mode, you know? But there isn't. This guy's got a pony way. He's riding a fucking pony, bruh. Looking dope. Creepy ass. George R. Martin stuff. It looks great. Anyway. So everybody's number one, Elden Ring, was already revealed yesterday. So a lot of people blew their load early. So I feel like whatever comes out next is a cherry on top. It's like a big ass cherry. Ubisoft tomorrow. Whether or not we're going to get an Assassin's Creed, I feel it's too early. I don't think so. We might get more details on Far Cry as to what the hell's going on with that. Ghost Recon, I also was reading that they want to collide all these universes together. I think it was Splinter Cell, The Division, and something else into one universal game. We'll see. For Xbox and Bethesda, I have no fucking clue. I just have no clue for the rest. Square Enix, we might get more on that Ella Balinska game. That looks really cool. I'd be surprised if anything Kingdom Hearts comes out, which I doubt it. We got Melody of whatever the fuck released last year, I think. So I really don't believe anything there. I just have no clue. No clue. Whatever they come out, I'll be happy with. Any of them. As far as Nintendo goes, maybe another Smash character. That's for sure. That's a for sure. That's a for show. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm excited. I'll be here recapping it all with Miss Bubbles. Thank you for joining me on this lonely episodio. Again, if you guys like this show, like the program, like the peoples, like everything, please leave a comment down below what y'all expecting for this E3. Shout out. You can follow me personally at Edward Prazes, Paurazas. You can follow the channel at Geeks, Flicks, and Joysticks on the Instagram. We also have a Facebook page. Go over there, give us some love over there. Share it. Get more people in here. Kind of grow this bitch, yo. Let's go. Let's do this. If you're on the audio realm, you can listen to this anywhere on your Apple Podcast, Stitcher, wherever you get your iPods, wherever you get your fucking podcasts. Grandma got an iPad. That's why I'm thinking about iPad. Shout out to Grandma Jane. She be listening on her iPad and shit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Grandma Jane, was good. Mary Jane was good, Grandma. I'm an idiot. What? You can listen to it in the audio realm, wherever you get your podcast. Shout outs to Belgium. Yeah. Fuck, I hate outros by myself. What do I do? Okay, I yell you. Anything you want to say to the beautiful people, me? Yeah. Go like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that good shit. I yell you, and always and forever, you do you. Peace.